Well, hundreds of Bay Area merchants have been hit hard lately with lawsuits over violations of the Americans with Disabilities Act.
KPIX 5's Alan Martin has learned it's not just about the brick and mortar businesses, is it?
Not anymore, guys. They're known on the street as click-buy lawsuits. Some serial ADA plaintiffs sue almost exclusively over lack of website access. And hotels, they're the hottest targets. Prabha Patel was eager to show us just how ADA compliant her hotel room for the disabled is.
Oh, very compliant, 100%, 110% compliant.
But it wasn't anything in the room itself that got this San Francisco hotel owner sued recently. It was the hotel's booking website that the plaintiff claimed was not fully accessible. And it's not the only hotel facing that claim.
We had a lawsuit that was filed against us that said their client could not stay at our hotel because it wasn't in compliance. The interesting thing is my hotel was closed, so you couldn't have stayed with us anyway.
John Handelry is CEO of the Handelry Hotel on Union Square that also got sued over its booking site. One of 14 hotels in the Union Square area that got slapped with almost identical complaints in just 1 month last fall.
The hotel industry is going to do everything they can to accommodate people with a disability because they're traveling. So why wouldn't you want to have the ability to have them as guests as anyone else?
The plaintiff in the Handelry case, Samuel Love, a disabled man who's filed more than 850 ADA lawsuits, most involving online web access. Orlando Garcia filed a lawsuit against the inn at Golden Gate. He's the same man who recently sued dozens of merchants in Chinatown and Alameda. Federal website accessibility lawsuits are nothing new, but in the past 5 years, the filings have more than tripled, according to the ADA defense firm Safarth. They jumped another 12% last year during the height of the pandemic.
Yeah, I think they're easy targets, right? So, I mean, from an online standpoint, you don't have to go anywhere. You can do it from your house.
Roshan and Raj Patel run Insight, a company that specializes in ADA compliance for hotel reservation websites, and designed the one for the inn at Golden Gate.
You have to basically display that you have 32-inch wide openings to the room, if there's a travel path around the bed, if you have access to a bathroom.
It's all listed in great detail online. But Garcia claims in his lawsuit that when trying to book, he found insufficient information to independently assess whether the room was right for him. The complaint Samuel Love filed against the Handelry Hotel also claims insufficient information to assess a room independently. The law firm behind both lawsuits, Potter Handy, out of San Diego, with more than 1,000 ADA filings this year alone.
I believe that they're running a mill. I think the evidence just shows it. They're just out there and they're attacking as many hotels as they can.
And it's because the way that the ADA works is it's only enforced privately. The only way that it can happen is if people do that.
In a previous interview, Potter Handy attorney Dennis Price told us website accessibility became a more urgent issue during the pandemic.
Many of my clients have severe disabilities that would have made it potentially very dangerous for them to go out. And so they were doing a lot more stuff on the internet.
This disability activist finds nothing wrong with that.
And if they choose to not comply, then there has to be a point where you have to get their attention.
Ruthie Goldkorn founded the disabled access consulting firm No Barriers.
Not having an accessible website is a barrier to commerce. Once again, sir, Econ 101, take my money, please.
One thing we've kind of seen is that hotels have been hard hit by the pandemic. But then to get hit with a lawsuit, some people say, that's a double whammy. You're really knocking these folks out of business, putting them out of business. How do you respond to that?
No one is putting anyone out of business. I have a shirt on my wall behind me, and it says accessibility is a right, not a privilege. And whether it's a major hotel chain or a boutique hotel, there are legal requirements. These are not new laws.
Hotels, meanwhile, are fighting back. John Handelry, who has been sued before and usually just settles, got fed up this time. He pushed back and won. A federal judge dismissed Love's complaint.
The judge threw it out, saying she looked at the website and determined I wasn't compliant on what I had on the website.
Prabha Patel is still battling it out, but confident.
The case will be dropped.
Really?
Yes. Because I know my rooms, okay? I know my business.
Late today, Potter Handy lawyer Dennis Price got back to us to say they're not able to comment on pending cases and none of their clients is interested in being interviewed.